Yo, what's going on, Chicago Tough Sports fans? This is Paul, better known as the Hitman. No, it's not trademark, so I don't want Bret Hart calling me in. And we're getting notices in the mail saying, why are you giving me my nickname? Whatever. Today, we have Tony Garcia. I feel like I just saw you, Tony. How are you?
I'm good. Good.
Scotty, how are you? So today, we're going to get into a little bit of WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania week.
WrestleMania
38, right? Saturday and Sunday, two-night event taking place at Jerry's World in Dallas, Texas. Tommy doesn't like Jerry's World because he's an Eagles fan. That's a podcast for another day.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to offend a lot of people.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So tonight we're going to talk about some of the matches we think that are going to be of importance. At least I think they're going to be of importance. But there was something that was said within our text message thread during the week that kind of bothered me. One of Tony's coworkers said that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, the greatest, the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment, can't wrestle. Or he only has two moves. Whoever you are, yes, I'm talking to you, whoever you are.
Get him.
You are not right. And I'm going to tell you why. Not everybody is going to be Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, Chris Benoit, Jericho. Not everybody can do 1,000 moves. Remember Dean Malenko? He had 1,000 moves. You want to know why people don't remember him now? Because that's all he had. So what did Jericho do? He had 1,001. Right? 1,001. There are three things that make you a good wrestler. In-ring performance, charisma, mic skills. I think we all can agree that The Rock fits all three. Just because you don't see The Rock doing flippity floppity floops, doesn't necessarily mean he's not a good wrestler. This is what I'm talking to you. This is what makes a good wrestler. Number one, you got to be able to sell your move. Number two, you got to be able to register your move. What I mean by that is, you got to be able to sell a punch. You got to be able to sell a headlock. You got to be able to register a headlock. Go back and look at the moves that The Rock did and how he registered and sold those moves. And in combination, what did he have? He can do some things. He can do a victory roll. He can do a headlock. Look, you don't sit up here and learn 1,000 moves to be great. You don't. Some of the best performers in wrestling sports entertainment history did not have 1,000 moves. If you're saying The Rock can't wrestle, you're saying that The Undertaker can't wrestle, you're saying that Stone Cold Steve Austin can't wrestle. Hell, you're saying that Hulk Hogan can't wrestle. Now, if your argument is that they're not the same, I would agree, because Terry Boulder is not the same guy as Hulk Hogan. Rocky Maivia is not the same guy as The Rock. Stunning Steve Austin or the Ringmaster is not the same as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not the same. My issue with this is fairly simple. We don't think of moves when it comes to these particular people. We think of the entrance. We think of yes, The Rock is good. That is correct. You see,
Good night, everyone.
The Rock is good.
Everybody can't understand a freaking word you're saying. Wait until you hear this on replay.
The Rock is good. Yes, The Rock is good.
Yes.
You know one of the best matches The Rock has ever had, wrestling matches, was he and Hogan at WrestleMania 18. That match is by far, I know it personally is in my top 3. Was it technically strong? Yeah, probably not. But it matches everything else. The way that both of them registered and sold those moves, the way that they played the crowd, that's another thing. Your moves has to mean something. You just can't do any flippity-floppity flutes or a punch or whatever just for the hell of it. Yes, The Rock is good. Yes, that too. What do you call it? The people's strudel. There you go. What I will say is this. If you want to sit up here and say that The Rock can't wrestle, give me suggestions on why The Rock can't wrestle, based off of all of the things that I outlined. If you're basically saying that he can't wrestle because he doesn't know 1,000 moves, well, there's not very many people that do that. There's not very many people that know that. I would challenge you to rock some of Rocky Maivira's early days. That's some of the stuff that he can do. And then you can tell me if he can't wrestle. Because I tell you what, yes, I'm still talking to you. I tell you what, The Rock was known for many things. The entrance, raising of the arm, the people's elbow, spine buster, right? Rock bottom, selling, registering. You don't need to know all those moves to be considered a good wrestler. The Rock was a great performer. Hogan, at times, was a great performer. Austin was a great performer. Taker was a great performer.
Right,
so don't sit up here. So don't sit up here and tell me this garbage about how The Rock can't wrestle. That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay. I wish he didn't back out of this. I really wish he would have came on the show to argue, to give you his reasoning on why he feels the way he feels about The Rock.
He's wrong.
Oh, I agree with you 100% that he's wrong. And going back to that Rock Hogan WrestleMania match, I remember I recently watched it and I texted you like, how is this not the main event?
That match single-handedly killed the crowd.
Yep.
And nobody talks about how good or actually how great Triple H Jericho was. Because the
crowd was
everyone talks, yeah, the crowd was dead at that point.
Right.
Which is part of my concern going into this year's WrestleMania night 1.
Okay. I know. But no, that was good, man. You said everything I knew you were going to say to him. It's just he's not here to respond back. So I don't know. I don't know why.
I hope he watches it.
Today.
Hey, I don't even know what your name is. If you want to watch it, watch it.
Yes.
Come on the show, retort what I just said. Have a rebuttal. Don't back out. I'm here. I'm not afraid. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But guess what?
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Okay, moving on. WrestleMania 38. What's it? Rock is good. Yes.
Rock is good. Actually, you know what? The name of this show should be The Rock is Good.
Rock is good. Yep. All right. Scott, I understand you have some questions or some stuff written down for us?
No, you guys sent me matches that you were more excited about for them. I don't know which match is which night, but I'm assuming they cover both nights, right? The list of matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, like mine covered. Yeah, mine covered more so the lines of I have 4 from night 1, 4 from night 2, which is actually pretty interesting because there's 15 total if you include Austin's and KO's kind of thing. There's 15 total, and if you on my list, I'm actually excited about 8 of them, which I actually think is pretty good considering how rushed I feel some of this stuff has been, minus Reigns and Lesnar. So if I can get excited about 8 shows in a segment or 7 matches in a segment, I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty decent.
Hopefully some of the ones that I'm not picking surprise me.
Yeah. I only have 2. I mean, I'm interested in all the matches, but I only have the 2 that really have my focus. That's the KO and Stone Cold, the KO show segment, and then of course the Reigns Lesnar match.
Yeah, we can actually get into the KO Austin segment because I have some concerns about that and its placement on the card.
Okay.
I am a firm believer that unless this was a match, that Austin and KO should go on somewhere in the middle of the card. But it probably won't. And that's because Austin's there, and on night 1, Austin's the big draw. But I also feel like the women have earned their right to main event WrestleMania. Now, if this was a match, this should main event. But if this is going to be a segment, I think it should be somewhere right after maybe after the 4-way women's tag team title match, or after Happy Corbin and Drew McIntyre, somewhere around there. And that way it's something that could lower the crowd and then build it up back up. But my concern is that if this is not the main event or the last thing that goes on night 1, that the fans are going to shit all over the women's title match, whether it's Bianca and Becky or if it's Charlotte Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
That's my concern. So what I propose is you might as well just get this out of the way. Have the KO show and Austin be the first thing that comes on WrestleMania. The crowd's already going to be hot anyway.
No, I'm going to disagree with you on that.
That's fine.
Yeah. No.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just throwing out like my concerns regarding this placement because if it's like that, all right, is everybody going to stay? Is everybody assuming that Austin has his beer bath? Is all the crowd going to leave? This is why I don't think the WWE at this moment is in a no-win situation with some of their talent because of this. Yes, I want to see Austin. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I just don't know where to place this match or this segment.
Yeah, that's what it's not going to be. It might turn into a little match, but I don't think Austin could do a full-fledged wrestling match. Not with his knees. I mean, you're kind of distorted in this video here, man. The night one main event is the women's title, right?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Vince is still going back and forth with that.
Okay.
We don't know.
I hope the night one main event is KO and Stone Cold. I mean, I think Stone Cold deserves a main event spot. Whether it's night one or night two. I don't feel it's fair Ronda Rousey have precedence over Stone Cold Steve Austin, no matter what he's doing, whether it's a match or just a segment. It's Stone Cold, man. He's a staple. I mean, if it kills the women's match, then it kills their match. I mean.
But I don't necessarily think. Can you hear me better? I took the earpiece out.
It's still the same, but I'm making it up.
I don't necessarily think that I don't know. I just think that unless this was an actual match itself, KO versus Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have to. I mean, if this turns into a match, great. But how is the match going to end? Is it going to end after he stuns him? Is it a street fight? How is this segment going to end?
It's going to end with Austin drinking a bunch of beer.
Yep.
Is it a 1, 2, 3? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how they're going to go off the air Saturday. And it might not be. They might have more up their sleeve than just Austin and KO. You know what I mean? I don't know what it would be, but I'm just saying there could be other stuff up their sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Austin is by far going to get the biggest reaction out of anybody there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't mind. I get going first, the big pop in the beginning. Like, I understand both. Yeah, I understand both sides of it. I understand the big pop in the beginning, and then I understand the anticipation for the end for Austin. So, yeah, I mean, but yeah, we'll just have to. Yeah, I'll be curious to see where they put it.
It's cool as shit. So.
Yeah, no, my concern is just a matter of Ronda was put there just because of her notoriety. Now, is she bigger than Austin? No. But, I'm just trying to figure out where this match or this segment belongs within WrestleMania. Now, I will enjoy it. I'm going to mark it out, when his music hits, no matter what. I'm going to wear my Austin 316 shirt on Saturday. Right. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome. But I'm a little concerned about,
But if it happens after the women's match, why would it affect the women's match?
What do you mean?
Like, you're concerned with it being the main event?
I'm concerned with it because, you have all these other wrestlers that come in and then, I mean, just like you said, Austin's a staple, right? Austin, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? And then you have the title. Then you have the two main figures of that match. Then you got Austin, who hasn't even been around to help promote outside of one segment the actual match itself. Now, yes, they're in Texas, but I just don't know exactly, in terms of, like I said, where you place it. Because I
think if they placed it before the women's match, it would have more effect on the women's match than after it. You know what I mean? Like, because then they get to.
You have two women's matches, because what I would have done personally, maybe this is just me, if you're not going to have it, as your closeout, does Charlotte and Ronda start out? Or does Becky and Bianca start with Austin closing?
Right. I would personally rather have Austin close out, but just because they're in Texas, just because you know how big it's going to be.
Yeah, no, sure.
We already know what the segment's going to be. It's going to be trash talking, stunner, beer. You know, I mean, that's pretty much all it's probably. I mean, that's what I'm assuming it's going to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know if Vince will make an appearance, if McMahon will come out or something, you know.
Yeah. They're gonna be sitting down doing the KO show thing. They're gonna get up, have a little shove match. KO's gonna go give Stone Cold a stunner. He's gonna block it, then he's gonna stun KO himself, and then the beer.
Yeah, then I can just see, you know, whoever. What an incredible night one. We'll see you tomorrow night as also drinking beer.
Yep.
Yeah, if it was a one-night thing, and no main events. But yeah, since they have the two-night thing, I don't mind it being a main event.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. I was, like I said, I was just more curious on that because, you know, that was part of my issue in terms of, you know, it like if you put it, I mean, yes, it can be a good thing if you have it at the end because the anticipation of it.
Yeah.
But will the crowd shit on everything just to get to that point?
You know, this is what makes these discussions so good, Hitman. And Scott says this all the time when we do our wrestling videos. Me and you, or you and I, proper English, sorry. You and I are on, sorry, Mom. We're on different ends of the spectrum with our opinions, and that's what makes it good. Like, you legitimately care about the women's matches, where in my case, I could care less. I don't care about Charlotte Flair. I don't Bianca Belair. I don't care about that match. I just don't care about the women's wrestling. It just doesn't. It does nothing for me. I find it very boring, but that's why these discussions are good. You know, we can.
Yeah, no, I mean, I look at, you know,
like me, I want the Stone Cold KO segment to bury Charlotte Flair. Like the WrestleMania 18, the Rock Hogan match, how they killed the crowd. Like, I wouldn't mind if that happened with the Stone Cold KO thing, you know?
Yeah, see, I don't necessarily want that. I want if the Austin segment is on at the end, I want that to be a awesome capper to what was a great night one. So I mean, honestly, I will probably start out with Becky and Bianca, and then maybe in the middle. You know, right before maybe have some sort of, you know, filler match right before Austin and KO, and then before that filler match, you do Charlotte and Ronda. But once again, I mean, as of right now, Vince is going back and forth between what's going to end WrestleMania. I mean, we know for a fact what's going to end night 2.
Did we lose Scott?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, another match that I'm actually looking forward to, and I mentioned a couple of times already, Bianca and Becky Lynch.
Okay.
Part of the reason why I'm looking forward to this match is the story that's been told. Dates back to SummerSlam, 26 seconds. And then the fact that, and I can't remember which pay-per-view it was, where, in essence, Becky cheated to win. She used the ropes to win. So now, you know, Bianca gets her title match, but Bianca gets another shot at it. And I think Bianca will avenge that particular loss. I have my concern with this match is I hope they don't pull where Bianca wins in 25 seconds.
Oh, like kind of like one up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that that's not the case. I'm hoping for a good match. What I can honestly see here is some sort of double turn.
See what?
A double turn. Meaning that Becky turns face and Bianca turns heel. I think Bianca could be a hell of a heel. But but you're not as invested in the women as I am.
Yeah.
I wish you would. Like I wish you.
I try. It's just a lot of stupid things happen when it comes to the female wrestling, like the Bianca Belair thing in a match. Someone grabs a chair or hits someone with a chair, oh, the match is over, you lose. But she could swing her hair around and whip people. It just doesn't make any sense. And then the hair cutting thing with Becky Lynch, we saw that already. Didn't we see that already with oh God, her name just slipped my mind. Where she had to get her head shaved after the match. Oh, I can't remember the girl's name. It happened a long time ago in the match. It's like
Molly Holly.
Who?
Molly Holly.
There you go, Molly Holly. There you go. It's like.
But you gotta. But you.
Head shaving, but it's like.
But you have to remember the story. But you have to remember the story behind Bianca's hair. Bianca has used her hair in matches. You are correct.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if your argument is the fact that what they brought in a chair, as a weapon, that's from the outside, right? Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, Bianca's hair is part of inside the ring. It's. I mean, I could be wrong about that. It's part of her quote-unquote uniform.
Right, or it's a weapon. She uses it as a weapon. I mean, it's just little things like that. Why I can't get into the women's wrestling, even in AEW. I mean, I fast forward it. I can't do it.
I will say, to be honest with you, you are missing out. Because there's some fantastic talent. Yeah. There truly is some fantastic talent. Are they booked properly? That's always been our discussion.
Yeah.
But I think with this, they have been for the most part booked properly. I thought we saw a side of Bianca Belair that I've always wanted to see, which is a win streak. Which is why she uses her hair from time to time. Okay, here. Case in point. No. Case in point. You just watched Hogan Rock, right?
Yeah.
How come Hogan didn't get disqualified for using the weight belt? That's a weapon.
Did the ref see it or no?
Yes.
I can't remember. Okay.
Yes.
All right, that's a minute detail that's kind of stupid. He should have been disqualified. If that's the case, no weapon, right?
Yeah, but sometimes the ref will let things go.
Yeah.
Is that the referee's discretion?
Yeah. I just can't get into women's wrestling, man. I mean, it just bores me. Scott, when did we go smoke our cigarettes? Watching WrestleMania.
Yeah, we went there, when was it? I went during the Undertaker Mark Henry match. I know that.
Women's match.
I watched the Undertaker's. No, but that was a good women's match though.
Which one?
Not Becky. Fish and
Mickey James.
Yeah, it was a good match. Yeah. I went also during they had like a stupid pillow fight too.
Yeah.
Right before the main event. Yeah.
It's just a matter of taste, I guess. I mean, you enjoy it, I don't. I mean,
yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, Scott. what's your input on?
I have no opinion on Bianca Belair or anything you guys were just talking about.
She's kind of hot.
I know who she is. She has long hair. She doesn't. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't bother me. I see no issue with her. But yeah, I just.
Yeah.
Hottie with long hair. That's what I write down in my minutes.
What the hell was that?
Yeah. The second match that's on my preview is Seth versus TBA.
I read something online. I forgot to send it to you guys. I don't know how legitimate it is. There's
Bray Wyatt.
There's reports. What do you say?
Said Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah, right. There's reports that Cody Rhodes' family is saying that he might back out of WrestleMania.
I saw that, and my thing behind this is simple. That's bad business. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean that's bad business. You signed a contract. That's bad business.
If you don't want to wrestle anymore, dude, just don't wrestle. You know, it's not a big
right.
deal.
That's I think that's just another ploy to just to keep people off the scent for it. I mean, I saw that Dave Meltzer reported it. He also said that he doesn't necessarily think that's the case, but yeah, I saw that too, and you know, we just have to see. We just have to see. I fully expect Cody Rhodes to be at WrestleMania. If he's not at WrestleMania, I fully expect him to be at Monday Night Raw the next night. But if it isn't Seth, maybe it's The Undertaker.
If it isn't Cody.
If it isn't Cody, I think it's The Undertaker. I think it's one of those two. I mean, there's also reports that Shane McMahon is supposed to be at WrestleMania this weekend.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't think it would be Shane. I mean, I think it's more 70-30 to be Cody. But I mean, either way, I mean, if it's Seth versus Cody, that'll be one hell of a match. It'd be one hell of a reaction to Cody being back, and you know, I have to give props to Seth Rollins for this particular character that he's playing. Totally different than what, you know, we've been used to from his Shield days and his Authority days. You know, he's playing this Joker type role, this maniacal type role very well.
Yeah, I like it. I'm enjoying it. That laugh he does, it gets me a little bit. It gets annoying, but
that's good. That's
part of the game.
Right. That's the thing. Like, he's playing this part as a heel.
Yeah.
To perfection.
Yep.
What's your last one? Yeah, my last one for night one is Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey. I fully expect Ronda Rousey to win. You don't bring her in to lose.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how. What I hope is that the crowd doesn't shit on the match. I just have this feeling that they might, because the question is going to be, who do you cheer for? Charlotte's probably the best heel on the women's side of all the promotions, and then
she's really good on the mic.
Yeah, and she's really good in the ring, but then you have Ronda Rousey, who is lacking on the mic, to say the least, who should be a heel. So now I just have a feeling that the match will be good, but I think the crowd will shit on it because nobody will know who to cheer for.
Yeah, we lost Scott. He's having some audio issues.
Yeah, no worries. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be back on. That's all right.
It's all good. We already talked about the KO show, Stone Cold. We think that it's going to be, at the end, and you think that, Stunner, beer bath, that's how to go off night one.
See you Sunday night.
Yep, see you Sunday night. Now we get to Sunday night. I want to get to the main event last, because I think that's going to be a large part of our discussion.
Makes sense.
The three matches I am looking forward to regarding night two is, the first one's going to be the Raw Tag Team Triple Threat match. I I the work that all three tag teams are doing right now. I am a big fan of Otis and what he's doing with Gable in the Athletic Academy. He's come a long way from the heavy machinery gimmick or with him being with Mandy. Chad Gable is doing some awesome work. I can't say enough about the work that Orton and Riddle are doing. Orton just seems he's having so much fun right now.
Yeah, he is. I kind of noticed that.
Yeah, and yeah, you can tell. You just tell like it's kind of like with Brock, right? Like you can tell Brock is having so much fun in what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then you know my love for the Street Profits.
Yeah,
Particularly Montez Ford, who I think could be a single star at this point.
You're gonna hate me for this. I can't get into them. Street Profits. I can't. It's like Montez Ford. It's like he does too much. He's too hyper. It's like I just don't know. They just rub me the wrong way. I can't. I'm a heel guy. So.
Oh yeah. Sure. If you had to ask me my prediction, I think the Street Profits win.
I agree with you on that. They've been pushing it for a long time, and from what I've noticed, I could be wrong. The last couple of weeks, they've really shown signs of them winning those titles.
Yeah.
Just little things, them popping up out of nowhere. Obviously, winning certain matches. I mean, I agree. I think Street Profits are going to take the title.
Yeah. Second match I'm looking forward to is Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory.
Yeah,
I think that has a sleeper's chance to be match of the night.
What?
Match of the night. I think that has a sleeper's chance to be match of the night.
Of night two?
Of night two.
Without dragging it out too long, small explanation why.
No, it's just, the stuff that Pat McAfee did with Adam Cole, him training, and I've always liked Austin Theory. Like I said, I just think that match has sleeper potential to be match of the night. Not saying it will be, because I think my next match is going to be match of the night. And that match is AJ Styles versus Edge.
That I could get on board with. Pat McAfee and Austin Theory, I can't get on board with. I can't get on board with it even being a sleeper match.
Why not?
I just don't think there's enough there. Will it be entertaining? Yes, it's going to be very entertaining.
What do you mean by is not being enough there?
What?
What do you mean by not being enough there?
Well, first of all, it's Pat McAfee. I mean, how good can he be in the ring in such a short time? Austin Theory is good, yes, but there's too many other good matches around that for that to be match of the night. You just said it, Edge and AJ Styles.
Yes, that's why keyword said I said it had a sleeper's chance of being match of the night.
No, I heard that, but I don't even think it has a sleeper's chance of match of the night. Not with Edge and AJ Styles on the same card. Forget Roman and Brock.
Right.
Edge and AJ Styles. I mean, first AJ Styles. I wish he was. I like the Brock and Roman thing. I like that. But if it wasn't that, AJ Styles would be my next in line.
Yeah. I just think that the work that McAfee did, and the fact that he loves the business, and the fact that the match that he had with Adam Cole proves to me that he belongs.
Yeah, he does.
And there's going to be some oh shit moments during that match. There's possibly some tables being broken. There might be there's going to be some stuff, and it's one of the matches that I'm really looking forward to. You talked about AJ and Edge. if I had to put money, that's probably the match of the night. You know, AJ is awesome. I think the work Edge has done since he's been back has been really good. He's in phenomenal shape. Heel turning heel was much needed because heel Edge is the best Edge, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know. So, and now we want to go on to the main event. The great, what is set up to be what? The biggest WrestleMania match of all time.
I'm not happy Scott is not able to continue with us, but I'm kind of happy because he's probably tuning out. I feel this is going to be the biggest WrestleMania match ever. This is the most highly anticipated WrestleMania match ever. I said the wrong words came out of my mouth. This is the most highly anticipated match for WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Okay. I would say it's one of the highly anticipated matches just because of the parties involved. You know, the work that Roman's been doing, adding Heyman to it, and as soon as Heyman was inserted with Roman, you just knew that Brock was going to be not that far behind. So there's that anticipation. I mean, is it the most anticipated match in Rock Cena? Is it the most anticipated match in Rock Hogan? I mean, or the most anticipated wrestling match, you know, of Career versus Street, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. I mean, that's up for interpretation. That's what makes, you know, pro wrestling sports entertainment fun, because everybody can have their opinion. It is what it is.
Here's what I think's going to happen with that match. I think it's going to be one of the worst matches of WrestleMania because of all the hype, all the build-up. I have a feeling. You remember how you said not a couple minutes ago that you hope that Bianca Belair, they don't have her win in 25 seconds over Becky?
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to get one of those matches with Roman and Brock.
I hope not, because now there's no reason to have Roman win in 30 seconds.
No, there's not.
There's no reason to do that. There's no reason to have Brock win in 30 seconds. I fully expect this to be a 15-minute match, not including the entrances. I expect the Usos to be involved, which I don't want them to be. I would prefer before the match, Roman tells the Usos not to interfere. I got to do this on my own.
Yep.
I would prefer he do that.
Yep.
Then there's the situation where Heyman gets involved, because Heyman doesn't normally get involved in matches.
No.
I mean, I don't want to see that either. I think Roman deserves, because we're both assuming that Roman's going to win, right?
Yeah. I think he's going to win. I want him to win. Like I said to you guys not too long ago, I like Brock Lesnar. I'm a Brock Lesnar fan, but Sunday night, the hell with Brock Lesnar.
Well, yeah.
I really do. I hate to say that, but he's a fucking maniac. He's awesome. But I'm just so deeply invested in Roman Reigns since he became the tribal chief or the head of the table.
Yeah.
It's just a really, really well-written, well-done gimmick.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this, is that you have two performers who are doing some of the best work that they've done in their career.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this match awesome.
Yep.
What I hope is that, the crowd doesn't shit on it. because you got the fans out there. Oh, this is the 7th time that Brock and Roman wrestled. Well, each time it's been a little bit different. Now this is way different than
This is different.
Like Brock.
This wipes all the other matches away.
Yeah, Brock is at a different point of his career. Roman is showing that you can still be a heel,
yep,
but still be the face of the company.
Yep.
Like he's gone from being this tribal chief to an arrogant prick.
God mode.
God mode, exactly.
And then them putting that shirt out on their store, that kind of, in my opinion, that kind of gave away the outcome. I told you in the text, I wish that shirt wasn't released until after WrestleMania. They should have held that off.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that. But they can come out with some other shirt that has, the undisputed, whatever they're going to call it, on it. They can do that. But, for Roman to beat Brock and solidify himself as one of the greatest of all time, not the greatest of all time, but one of the greats, or this generation's great, right? Yeah. Because, you had, this generation's greatest, right? Because, let's go for a minute. Hogan, Stone Cold, Cena,
Roman. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I mean, you could probably juggle Stone Cold and The Rock, but
no, but I'm also like, but if you,
I'm going with Stone Cold.
Yeah, I mean, if you like, you can go with Austin 1 and then Rock as 1B or even a very close 2A.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the Attitude Era was defined by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. The Rock was a very good number 2, so to speak.
Yeah. But no, that's right. You hit it right on the head, man. Roman is this generation's best.
Right. And, people may disagree with that. That's fine. But once again, this is what makes this discussion interesting, because it's generational. Like, I saw something today that people don't like this era of wrestling. Once again, it's generational. Yeah. We grew up in a time where everything was awesome, right?
Yeah. Yep. Non-stop.
Right. But this is everything's generational. It's every sport has generational moments. I guarantee you, if you talk to anybody that watched the Showtime Lakers of the 80s and the Celtics of the 80s, or the 90s basketball with the Bulls and the Pistons, I guarantee you that that basketball was better than what we see now.
Oh, yeah, I say that.
Right. Or if you look at football. You got old heads right now and be like, oh, they're soft.
Yeah.
Concussion. What's a concussion? Back in my day, I played with 7 of them.
As you're drooling, right?
Right. It's generational. So yeah, I mean, do they have the larger than life, talent that we're used to accustomed to? Maybe not. No. But that's generational. Yeah. Roman Reigns, assuming he wins, would be this generation's Rock, Cena, Austin, Hogan.
Yep. 100% agree with it. We are on the same page with it.
No, that's all I got. I mean, unless you got anything else. I do have one more thing regarding WrestleMania. I think it's a travesty, an absolute travesty, that one of these titles, what I consider to be the second most prestigious title in all of Sports Entertainment, or the WWE, is not even on the WrestleMania card. And that's the Intercontinental Championship. The WWE has done a piss poor job over the past 3-4 years of not giving a damn about that title.
Yeah, it's a very irrelevant title now.
Because that title back in the day, if you won that title, that means that the company had big plans for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that was your gateway to winning the world title. And the fact that, I saw suggestions of this, and I thought it was a hell of an idea. Scott Hall passed away, right? Scott Hall passed away, a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And they could have done a Scott Hall Memorial ladder match for the IC title.
Good idea.
That would have been better than having a fatal four-way for the women's tag team titles.
I would prefer the ladder match. Who even has the Intercontinental?
Ricochet.
Yeah, Ricochet. See, it's like a title for buried wrestlers who have been buried.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those where you put the title on somebody just so we can say, hey, give me a title.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in the U.S. title. It's on Finn Balor. Why is that match? Why is that title not on the WrestleMania card?
You think you say WrestleMania and you think it would be filled with title matches?
But it's not.
The Intercontinental, the heavyweight, it should be all title matches.
Look, I would rather see the United States title being defended or the IC title being defended more so than Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville.
Oh God! Yeah.
I'd rather see that, right?
Yeah.
And I know I said that no slight against those 8 ladies because half of them I like, but if they're bumping that match for the IC title, no, that title should mean something.
Yeah.
Hell, I heard a stat the other day that I thought was pretty interesting. The last time the Intercontinental title was defended at a pay-per-view was last year's WrestleMania.
That was between Apollo. Who did you take it from?
Was it Apollo and Big E?
No. I can't remember. I know Apollo was in it.
Yeah, I mean that's.
It's not relevant. We can't even remember. It's not relevant anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's my thing is the fact that that title should mean something,
yeah.
And I'm just trying to figure out who. Give me 1 second. I'm not even seeing on my results. Oh yeah, Apollo Crews defeated Big E in a Nigerian drum fight.
I remember it was a stupid.
Yeah, it was a Nigerian drum fight. Hitting people with cymbals. So look,
it's a joke.
It is. Those 2 titles right now are a joke. And it's sad because the Intercontinental title used to mean something. I tell you what, I think there's one person who could bring that title back to some sense of respect. My guy, The Miz.
I can see that. It would fit him.
Oh hell, you can do what John Cena did with the U.S. title. You remember John Cena having those U.S. title open challenges every week on Raw?
Yep.
And how he made, even though some of those guys lost, but they got over because they performed well, and that title meant more because John Cena had it. I just think right now you're going to put titles on guys, particularly those two, that's going to make that title mean something.
Yeah. That's
why I think the Miz needs to have it. Actually, what they really should do, combine them both.
I'll just combine it.
Combine it. That's what they did before.
Okay. Yeah, I'd rather have that over the Johnny Knoxville match. Sammy, who I can't stand.
Yeah.
So.
But
yeah, I don't have anything else, man.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, Wrestlemania is Saturday and Sunday. Looking forward to it. Should be a good show. We're looking forward to the food.
We're getting nice and fat.
Yeah. 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 So.
All right. Well, I guess that'll do it. That'll wrap it up.
Yeah. Subscribe to our page.
Yep.
Leave some comments.
And I guess our next show will be a recap show. So hopefully it's a good recap show, and not us saying how bad the whole event was.
Yeah. There'll be some good moments. WrestleMania always has some good moments. So.
Alrighty then. I guess until next time.
Yep.
All right, dude.
See you.